Hi everyone, welcome to Tangle Time Arts. My name is Nana Heron and I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to do something different for day 12 of Advent Tangles. So this is our halfway mark. We're going to be taking a look at Echoism and making a sweet little Christmas tree. And I thought we'd try to put our little Christmas tree in a snow globe. So we'll need a lot of materials for this one, but that's okay because it's the halfway point and we should do something special. All right, you need your basic materials, the white tile or white paper, a black pen, a pencil, a tortillon. We'll need a compass to draw a circle with. I also do have um, gel pens in gold and silver and a white one. I have also as well watercolor pencils. You can use just colored pencils if you'd like, but I thought I'd use watercolor pencils today. And so I also have water and a brush and some salt to put on there. Okay, so echoism. Before we get to echoism, we are going to need to put in our circle for our little snow globe. But we are going to start with our dots in the corner. You want one in each corner. Now, we have our beautiful materials here, and we're doing everything the traditional way here. And then we're going to draw a line from dot to dot. You want to do that lightly. I am using a little bit of a heavier hand so that you can see. Okay, we have kind of like a frame set up there. I'm going to set my pencil aside and I'm going to take my tortilla, my compass. But before we do that, actually, for this one, we should probably find the center. And I'm just going to put my ruler on the diagonal there and kind of draw make a little line there. And I'm going to do that on the opposite as well, just because we want to find our center. Okay, so now we take our compass and I I have this set so that we have a diameter of around 2¼ inches. So all right. Can you see that? I'll go a little darker. Um, you want to do it very lightly. I am going a little darker so that you can see there. All right. And once we have our circle in, we're actually going to want to kind of make like a base for our snow globe. So you want to kind of mark off a little bit on the bottom here, and you want the width of your tortillon. So I'm just going to kind of center that on there, and then draw a line across. All right, so those are the lines that we need to start with. And then I'm going to take my pen and I am actually going to trace over the circle. until we get to that line that we penciled in there. Then I'm going to take actually a ruler and I'm going to ink that in. And then at the bottom there, we want to draw another line, but we want to go a little bit beyond where we stopped here. So I'm going to go out maybe like not quite a quarter of an inch out. And I'm just eyeballing it. And then we're going to do that one more time. So actually for me, it works out on my pencil line. And I'm going to go even out a little further. Like that. Once you have that, you can set your ruler aside. And we are going to connect the base with just some curved lines. So we have our little snow globe here. If you have an eraser, and it's not necessary, but if you have an eraser, you can go in and erase these lines. It's not necessary, but if you have it, you could do that. So we're going to jump right into Echoism now. It's very simple. It's like, this is probably going to date myself, but do you remember when you were learning to write cursive and you did the cursive capital L? It's kind of like that, except we get progressively wider as we go from the top to the base. So I'm going to start a little down from the top and there's the L. And I'm just going to keep going. Until we get to the bottom. And you don't have to do a tree shape when you're playing with this tangle. You can fit it in any shape. You could, if you had more space, then you could go back and make it smaller. So you can play around with it. But for our purposes today, we're making a Christmas tree. So we have kind of a tree shape. And then from here, I'm going to aura around. And I'm not going to go inside right now. I'm just going to aura around the outside for this particular project. So I'm just going around these bumps. We have our little tree shape there. And now I'm going to aura on the inside. So anywhere there's kind of a space, I'm going to put in an aura. It's a little small. And let's see, this is pretty narrow in here. And we could put in just a sliver of a piece in there. All right. So we have that done. And then I am going to actually, I think I'm going to take the gold pen, a gel pen, and I'm actually going to put in the date. You can choose this one or you can choose the bottom one. I'm just going to put in 2024 here. And then I'm going to put in a little star, kind of the impression of a star here at the top of our tree. And then around our date, I'm just going to add a little detail here. All right. So echoism is pretty easy. At this point, I'm just going to color it in. So I'm going to be using watercolor pencils today. And you can use watercolor pencils just like colored pencils. So that's what I'm going to do. I think before I do that, I am actually going to go ahead and aura in the loops as well, because I'd like to add a little color in there. This gets pretty small. So you might choose not to do that, but I went ahead and did it just to be consistent. If you don't put the aura inside the little loops, you can color the whole thing in. But I'm adding just a little touch of color. Kind of envisioning these as ornaments, so they wouldn't have to be all red. You could use different colors. And then I'm going to also add some red here. And of course, you can use Echoism to make your tree without the snow globe portion of it. You could just have a tree here. So that's another option as well. And then I'm going to take the green, and my watercolor set has two greens. So I'm going to take, I think I'll actually go with, let's go with the kind of yellow green one. I feel like the other one might be just a little bit too dark. So I'm just coloring these in. So now I'm coloring in the areas where we put the kind of the boxy shapes in with our aura. And for me, my tree is green, but you might have a blue tree or a pink tree. It's completely up to you. And then I'm going to add a little green here. And you might not have watercolor pencils or colored pencils. You could use markers or fine liners or whatever you have. I'm going to use brown for the base. And also I have 2 layers here, but if you have a larger piece of paper, you could have 3 layers easily. So I'm going to add a little pressure to some of the areas. So it has a more grainy look to it. Like that. And then I'm going to add in around it. I think I'm going to add in, let's see, what colors do we have? We have, there's a sky blue and a violet and a blue. Why don't we add a little violet along the edge? And I haven't worked with the watercolor pencils too much from Crayola, so we're going to see how well these blend. I'm going to add a couple of different colors and then we'll add our water and see how it looks. So I'm just adding a light layer of color over here as well. And then I'm going to take the lighter blue, the sky blue, and put it closer to the globe part here. Maybe add a little more violet over the top of that. It'll be interesting to see how these blend. And if you have watercolors, this would be an awesome time to use them. Mine are currently with my nature journaling stuff, so I went ahead and grabbed these watercolor pencils. So if you're just using watercolors, you can keep coloring and blending and getting a more even tone. I think I'm about ready to add the water. All right, let's see here. Put these away. And where is my brush? So I'm going to grab my water here. And I am going to see how this works. I'm going to try to work pretty quickly because I live in the Chicagoland area and it's very chilly tonight. So the furnace is running and I know this will dry out really quickly. And then I'm going to take some salt and kind of sprinkle that on there. Hopefully I was quick enough to get that on there. And then we kind of have to wait for that to dry and see what effect we get. So I'm going to pause this to let it dry. And you can see the salt is on there. So we'll see how it looks in a couple minutes. I'll be back. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes and it looks like it's dry. So we'll see how well the salt works with these Crayola watercolor pencils. And I'm just going to brush that off and see what happens. So you can see some areas where it looks a little whiter. I could go in with another layer, but because we are kind of pressed for time in a demo, I'm going to go in with, you can either use a white jelly roll or whiteout. And I'm going to just put in some little dots of snow. Make sure this is working. Sometimes it's a little fussy. Have to kind of really get it going there. Some people really like to work with the whiteout. I'm not a huge fan, but it's something that you might have at home if you don't have a white jelly roll. So you can just dot those around and add a little bit of snow. And then I'm going to take a silver gel pen, and then I'm just going to put inside the snow globe here just a few little snowflake-like items. And that's all I'm doing is a line And then I cross that and I make an X. So just something very simple that you probably do sometimes without even thinking of it. I'm going to go over here and do the same. I don't want to smear it, so I'm going to work on the opposite side, kind of upside down. Let me take a look and see. It looks really cute, actually. That's cute. We could add a border around that. And let's think of something whimsical that we could add to our little scene here. So we could do something that kind of looks like Christmas lights by using a tangle called, I think it's pronounced Eke. It's EKE. And it just looks like a cursive small letter E. So let me make sure these are dry. It looks pretty dry. Um, it's just simply, we're going to go around our edge. And I'm just going to start here. So it's just like cursive E's. Rotate a little bit. Just making sure that I'm not putting my hand on anything because I don't want to smear it. And I'm going to put one on this corner like that. And then we can go back in with our pencils. And you can pick a bunch of different colors. So I've got the red and the green and then yellow, and we probably want a blue. And I've got an orange. Let's see. And a pink. All right. Let's start. Let's start with our red. And then we're just gonna work our way through. So I'm just coloring them in as if they were like lights. And you can pick any colors that you'd like. You don't have to go in order like I'm doing. You could just go randomly or just alternate two different colors or make them all the same color. We're almost to the end. And back to red. Okay. How cute is that? That is super cute. I just need to find a place now to put my initials. And I think I'm just going to tuck my initials in down here, like that. Yeah, that looks super cute. So we have our little snow globe with Echoism for the tree, and then we used ink for our border. And then we just kind of made up some snowflakes both on the outside with our whiteout and on the inside with the glitter gel pen. So it has a kind of a metallic look to it. Cute. All right. So let's fill this out. It's the 1212. And it's our, I'm going to put 2024 Advent Tangles. Day number 12. And we looked at Echoism by Zentangle. And we also did Eek by Zentangle as well. So we did two, kind of a 2-in-1, even though that wasn't like my actual plan, but that's kind of how it worked out. So our sweet little Christmas tree and a snow globe looks really cute. I like it. It's very colorful and whimsical and hopefully not too hard. I think the hardest part was making the actual snow globe and not the tangles. All right. We'll think up something for day 13 coming up, which will be Friday the 13th, actually. So we'll do something good. Have a great day and stay well. If you're in the Midwest here, stay warm because it is bitterly cold out and I feel like we weren't quite ready for it. All right, take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Just do your best working through these. Take your time. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the process. Everyone's will look different and they'll all look beautiful. You guys are amazing and I love you all. Take care. Bye.